The carnivore diet is an extreme elimination plan where almost all calories come from animal foods, things like meat, fish, eggs, and sometimes dairy. This means no vegetables, no fruit, no grains, no nuts, and no seeds. Supporters say it simplifies eating by reducing the need for variety. It removes potential irritants from plants and may help with weight loss, stable blood sugar, and inflammation. And that it promotes a sense of fullness, avoiding overeating, all while mimicking ancestral diets. Our body usually runs on 3 fuels: carbs, fats, and protein. Carbs are broken down into glucose, which give quick energy. But on a carnivore diet, carbs drop to nearly zero, and the body shifts into ketosis, which is the burning of fat for energy by producing ketones. Proteins can also be used, but its main job is building and repairing tissues, so relying too much on it for fuel isn't ideal, as it could lead to muscle wasting. Back in 1928, Arctic explorer Wilhelm Stephenson lived on an all-meat diet for a year under medical supervision. He stayed healthy, but showed signs of poor calcium balance, raising questions about bone health long-term. And while traditional groups like the Inuit or Mongolians ate meat-heavy diets, they also included things like dairy or fish bones for calcium, something missing from many modern carnivore versions. So what's the difference between a carnivore diet, a keto diet, and a paleo diet? A keto diet is low in carbs but still includes vegetables, nuts, and some fruit. A standard keto diet has very low carb intake of about 10%, a moderate 20% intake of protein, and high 70% intake of fat in the diet. In a high protein keto diet, this ratio is 60% fat, 35% protein, and 5% carbs. Targeted ketogenic diets also exist, which are more advanced methods and primarily used by bodybuilders or athletes. The paleo diet is based on the eating habits of Paleolithic humans, encouraging whole foods like lean meats, fish, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, whilst excluding grains, dairy, legumes, refined sugars, and processed foods. The carnivore diet, as you've heard before, contains 0 carbs and completely animal-based. So why do people go on a carnivore diet? Advocates say it can help with weight loss, improved blood sugar and inflammation, and that nutrients from animal foods are often easier for the body to absorb than plant versions. But you may be saying to yourself, if there's no vegetables, how do you get all the minerals, vitamins, and other nutrients vital for health? Plant foods are valued for nutrients like vitamin C, potassium, and phytonutrients, but advocates of the carnivore diet point out that animal foods contain highly bioavailable forms of key vitamins and minerals, and that nutrient needs may even shift when the body is in ketosis. Many key vitamins can be provided by meat and meat products alone. For example, liver is a good source of vitamin A in the form of retinol, which is more effective than the preform sourced from plants, and also folate and niacin, while red meats provide ample B vitamins also. Eggs are a good source of riboflavin and vitamin D, and oily fish provide additional vitamin D and omega-3s. Eating a variety of animal products, including eggs and organs such as beef tongue, can provide a more rounded supply of micronutrients. Important minerals such as heme iron is abundantly available in red meat and is better absorbed than the plant non-heme iron forms. Other minerals such as zinc, calcium, and potassium may also be obtained from a variety of seafoods, dairy, and meat products. Other key nutrients obtained from meat products over plants include omega-3 fatty acids, carnitine, creatine, and high-quality proteins with a complete amino acid profile containing all essential amino acids. But it's not the full picture. Studies show that carnivores' diets often fall short in thiamine, magnesium, calcium, iodine, potassium, fiber, and especially vitamin C. Meat does contain small amounts of vitamin C, but nowhere near the levels found in fruit and vegetables. Calcium intake is also low unless you're including dairy bone in fish or bone broth. There are some concerns too. Risks of deficiencies in certain vitamins and minerals. High intakes of red meat could raise cholesterol and colon cancer risk, and kidney stones have also been reported. Long-term studies are lacking, and there are also ethical and environmental questions around high meat consumption. What does a day look like? Breakfast might be with eggs and bacon, lunch salmon with butter, a snack could be beef jerky or hard cheese, and dinner a ribeye steak. And for drinks, usually just water, bone broth, or sometimes coffee or dairy like milk, depending on the version. In 2023, the International Agency for Research on Cancer and the WHO linked high consumption of ultra-processed foods with an increased risk of developing cancer and other metabolic diseases across Europe. A meta-analysis study showed that each 10% increase in UPF intake corresponds with a 4% higher risk of colon cancer. Now you know a little bit about carnivore diets. Here are some practical challenges you may face and to think about. Following the carnivore diet isn't as simple as just eating meat. Even on carnivore diets, it's tempting to lean on bacon, sausage or savouries. But these are ultra-processed foods and long-term, they're not the healthiest choice and should be avoided. Grabbing food with friends can be tough because there's no burger buns, no fries, and most sauces or marinades are off limits. Thinking of a pizza night? Or birthday cake or drinks with friends? Sticking to only meat can make social occasions feel restrictive. Alcohol, like beer or wine, is also a big no. Day after day, meals look very similar. Steaks, eggs, fish. The lack of flavors and textures can become monotonous, and long-term sustainability is challenging. Even simple extras like seasoning, tea or coffee can be debated in stricter versions of the diet. Followers often need to double-check what's allowed. The carnivore diet can be fascinating, but it also comes with big challenges. If you found this helpful, follow me on social media for more evidence-based nutrition insights. And don't forget, you can grab free resources and guides by registering on my website and blog. So eat well and live life.